views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Coming up, he's a visionary motivational speaker, multi-talented contemporary artist specializing in independent public art. The legendary UnCutt Art joins me in studio for this edition of Perspectives. Stay with us. UnCutt Art coming up next.
What's on your mind?
Let 'em know.
Express what's on your mind. What's on your mind?
Let 'em know.
Anything relevant to life, you bring it to the table. Whether you make a move solo or a movement with a stable. No fables, you speak on your decisions. Cause in the long run, it's your voice, your views, your vision. Keeping it real with many messages for you to know. This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective with shines of light. Cause it might make a difference in someone else's life.
Make a difference
What's
in
your
someone's
perspective?
life. Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share your perspective.
What's your perspective?
And hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Perspectives. I am Daren Jaime, and of course, we're watching Perspectives. You can check us out every week here on BronxNet Channel 67. We also encourage you, if you're watching on Verizon Fios, we're on Channel 33 or the World Wide Web at bronxnet.org. Want to make sure that you get an opportunity to check us out as we bring you new, exciting people every week. Sometimes it's news, sometimes it's current events, sometimes they're just celebrities and people that you want to know. But this person right here, I think you know him. Born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, he moved to the United States by himself at the age of 9. He grew up in Queens, New York, establishing himself as an artist first by designing customized clothing for industry celebrities like Wyclef Jean, Joe Nelly, Sean Paul, and others. My next guest is multi-talented contemporary artist. He's specializing in independent public art. He goes by the name UnCutt Art, and he's here with us on Perspectives. Good to have you.
Oh man, that intro was dope. Thanks for having me. Actually, you brought up stuff that I kind of really forgot about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was great. It was so nice being here, and looking forward to having like a real dope convo with you.
No, man, we're excited to have you. I think sometimes what happens is when you say like, well, you know, all that stuff, you're so busy doing the work, you forget actually what you do. So, you know, I think you've been kind of busy, huh?
Yeah, actually, my goal, like, I try to focus on the next thing so much that, like, once one thing is done, I really rarely have time to acknowledge what is done, how it was done, and the effect that it had. Because there's so many more to do, and one thing is really not it, because we kind of traveling along a journey.
Right.
And sometimes it's kind of cool to stop and actually hear it, you know, and like, oh, I did do that. Like, damn, that was a long time ago. And that intro kind of brought me back. Like I was lost for a minute. I was like, wait, that's me.
Yeah.
I did do those things.
Right. And done a lot. A lot of people know you as a street artist, right? And a visionary.
Yeah.
And so talk about your art. When did that first come about?
Wow. See, the art part, which is what people rarely know about, where I'm glad you brought that up first, is that started out, I say in college, yo. Like, I started out doodling in my notebook when, like, it was, I think math class was one of the classes that forced that out of me, because it was a professor that just was like, you have to take notes, and you have to take, and I'm like, I don't want to take notes. So you have to act like you're taking notes in order for for her not to get at you. So I was doodling while she was teaching, but I knew what she was teaching, so I really didn't have to write it. So those doodling, which was about 20 years ago, a long time ago, it kind of it morphed, it matured into something where I was able to insert it into my way of living and who I was, and the art became me, and I became the art, and that became my style, and I call it the UnCutt Art, and it's pretty much a lot of different little pieces that comes together, and it creates a beautiful image. And to me, that's what life is. Like, a room like this has a lot of different beautiful pieces, and together we come to make this big beautiful production. So my art depicts life in that way. So that's UnCutt Art.
And you got a lot going on. I mean, in
Yeah.
addition to art, you've also got some acting going on.
Yeah, what's funny about acting is like that was one of the first thing I started doing when I came out of like college, high school. One of the first movies I was in was Bronx Tale.
Uh-huh. That's all right.
That was the first movie I was in. I was actually one of the kids on a bike
Mm-hmm.
riding and that got beat up, the one of the black kids in that
Mhm.
scene. So that was my first ever like try at acting, and then it kind of didn't work out because it was just like I don't know. Actually, when I came out of school, I started doing casting, and that kind of threw me off. It's like, well, casting is better than acting, so let me just continue doing casting. And now it just came back 360, and I was just recently brought back by Spike Lee, which is one of my mentors and somebody I've been watching from day one to actually be part of his project that he's working on right now. That's totally art related, and a lot of the art scene and a lot of the art ideas in that film and that project depicts my life right now as a street artist, as an individual that is known more for his street art than his actual art, like all those little things. I see myself in that story, and it was a grateful thing that I was able to link up with him, and he actually wrote me into the last season, like as myself with a different name, but me. I'm not. I'm me,
Right.
and I'm the artist, and it's actually gonna be something nice. If I mean, not if I'm taking it to the next level. I'm actually gonna push this acting thing, and I actually just want to be me. I don't. I want to be the villain with this thing on.
And if for people who don't know the villain with the thing on, talk about, because I said, okay, you're doing an interview with this brother. We can't see his face. We see the eyes, but we can't see the face. What's behind it?
That's a good question.
I think I just asked this question of the year, right? Good.
Wow, what's behind it? I never thought about that because I consider myself a mirror image of whoever I'm talking to.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really nothing behind it. I'm just who I am. This is my way of allowing people not to get caught up in what's behind it
Mm-hmm.
and allow them to try to look what through it and try to become part of it. It takes away the idea of this person is this and this person is that, and it wipes that out, and now
Right.
allows this person or two people to have a conversation about things that's way deeper than skin deep than what you see. So one thing I try to do is take away what people see, and that allows them to be more in tune with what they can't see. Like somebody that cannot see like a who can't see? Stevie Wonder.
Right.
His other senses are more keen, or more in tune. He's more in tune with his hearing and his other senses. So when I take away somebody's sight, they have no choice but to go inside, because now what we gonna talk about?
Right. But you know what? I'll tell you what. I'm sitting here, right? I'm saying like, okay, well, I'm looking at you, and I'm forced, which you may not recognize, but I'm forced to have to look you in the eye, which
Yeah.
many times is uncommon today, right? We don't look people in the eye anymore, but you actually are forcing me and others when they come in contact with you to have to look in your eye. You ever thought about that?
Well, not as deep as that. I just know that I force people outside of their normal things, and everybody is different. So it's gonna force somebody to do something different that they're not familiar or in
Comfortable
tune
with,
with,
right.
and that is so important to me, because people are so mentally trained to be a certain way based on a certain thing. Like certain people act a certain way when they're in certain rooms around certain people, and when you take away all these rules and regulations about how you're supposed to be, you're just a person. And I want people to experience the person in themselves, because a lot of people don't even get a chance to even do that, because they come out experiencing the person through everybody else's eyes. I think you're pretty. I think you're this. I think you're that. That was my thing at starting out my career. People saw my art, say, you should be a designer. You should do this and you should do that. And I'm like, shit, I don't know no better. I'm thinking I'm supposed to do what people think I'm supposed to do. And that's what life is really about to everybody else. So my goal is to just give people another aspect of life to where I feel, and I know for a fact, this part of life allows us to see each other as one, allows us to be at that peaceful state that people want to see us at. It starts with seeing yourself at that state first, So everything I do forces people into a pocket of peacefulness and soulfulness, and I try to battle the things that they have in their mind as far as what they think they're supposed to be, and I force them into a pocket to create what they want to be.
Yeah. Talking to Uncut Art here. Got more with him coming up in just a few seconds. Talk about where he came from and where he is today. Be back with more right here on Perspectives.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen,
Double points with every purchase?
cleverly merging promotions,
Love it.
cross-referencing travel sites, and booking all your flights with those.
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh, but now they're like, aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted
And we're back here on Perspectives. Yours truly, Daren Jaime here. Our guest, Uncut Art, talking about the work that he's been doing. And yes, you can check him out. Spike Lee. She's got to have it. Is that correct?
Yeah, I actually have a sex scene in there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How's that feel?
I think my sex scene was the best sex scene ever. I think I make the best sex scene noises ever. Yes.
How much acting had to go into that?
Well, I had to do it a lot of times, so it was a lot of acting. It was great, but it was a great experience. Working with Spike was like any actor out there. Like, please, I recommend you work with somebody like Spike because he pushes. Like, I'm not even like a seasoned actor, and he treated me like I was, and I had no break. I tried to back out of scenes on some weight. I'm not ready. He was like, yes, you are. Go get him. I studied scenes for a whole day, and I got to set with the script. He looked at the script. He was like, hey, give me you. I'm like, I left me in the trailer. I put you in the character.
Right.
He was like, no, give me you. I'm like, I'm not here now. So it was just like a lot of that happening, which forces you outside of yourself when I wasn't ready. A lot of times I was like, I wasn't ready.
Right.
If you see my scenes, it was like, was he ready? I wasn't ready, but he made me ready, and I was very appreciative of that. And I can't wait to actually work with him again.
Looking forward to actually seeing it and seeing the work that goes on. But when you think about like your life, right? And here you are in front of the screen. But when we talk about you growing up, you moved to the United States from Haiti
Yeah.
by yourself.
Technically, yeah, it was me and my little sister, because my parents was already out here.
Right.
And my parents actually left Haiti the day I was born. And I was just there. I lived with my aunt for like the first 7 years, and then they sent for me. It was one of those sent for me things, and I went to find them. And I came out here with me and my sister, and then from there I lived in Queens, and then the rest is history, really.
Right. But when you look back at now and you see, the tragedy that's occurred in Haiti and where you see where you came from, what's your thoughts about where you are today, where Haiti is today?
Well, the funny thing is, with my mindset right now, I don't even see the whatever that's like if there is a negative, I don't see. all I know is that that country, those people, my ancestors, the energy, the power, the will, the rebelliousness, the everything that came from the revolutionary aspect is literally in me. Like my whole movement for just being who I am and just wanting to change people's aspects of life. Literally, when I look back, I'm like, that comes from their their spirit. Then I actually read a manuscript that was written back then that was recited by one of the main soldiers. I think it was Toussaint to the soldiers before they went to war, and every word he spoke of is exactly considerably what I'm speaking of right now. How, as a people, we are not just humans. We are connected to everything in life. We are connected to just trees and land and animals, and we are connected to each other, and how powerful we are. And he explained to them that we are not slaves. We are gods, and we are kings, and we are not we. And he expressed to them the mindset and how to win. And they won based on the mindset. The mindset was, we are gods and we're not allowing nothing to happen that we're not allowing. And that will created that energy that allowed them to overpower everything else, because they believed and they knew that the place that people were trying to put them, that wasn't their place. And they rose. And I feel that every day, that we're being put in a situation mentally that is not ours. We are being given mental identities that is not ours. And I feel like my work is allowing people to connect with their true self so they can rise.
So let me connect the dot here on this. April 23rd. I didn't know it was April 23rd, but it's a major.
423.
Yeah, that's the major day. It's my birthday. But in addition to it being a major day, you got Protect Your Heart. And when you just talked about what you talked about, you know,
That leads to Protect Your Heart.
Right. So talk about Protect Your Heart for a second.
Well, it's funny that you even mentioned that, because the statement that I was referring to is something pertaining to just my movement with Protect Your Heart. And I didn't purposely start this on some mentally, this is what I want to do. This is something that came through meditation. This is something that came through me getting in a space where I follow this energy thing that's within myself, which is this third eye, this sixth sense of yours, this your soul, your God, however people want to refer to it. I got into a space where that has become me, and now I move based on that. And that message came. It just came as a message where I was deeply searching for words that can get people mentally in a space where they could see what I see. And it's so hard because words carry vibrations, and you have to find it. It just came. And then 423 came with that as well. 423 was not part of Protect Your Heart at all. Protect Your Heart was something that was based on people following their heart, based on protecting that aspect. And then somebody hit me on Instagram, because I had it all over the streets. And somebody was like, hey, what you're saying is in the Bible, and it's Proverbs 4:23. It says, guard your heart above all else, because that's a Wall Street. I'm like, huh? She's like, yeah, go check it out. I went on the Bible. I looked at, like, mind you, there's about 50 different Bibles out there. It's really a lot. And every one of them, Proverbs 4:23, said, guard your heart above all else. And then it has different things at the end, but it's always guard your heart above all else. And it's really, literally the same thing that I'm doing. And I was like, 423, April 23rd, grabbing that number. So I took 423 and made it my number, because the one thing I learned as coming as an artist is that every well-known great artist has their own art, their own tagline words, their own numbers, their own little thing that represents them. So when that number really represented what I was doing, I just snatched it. And then come to find out, 423 was April 23rd. So we decided to do Protect Your Heart Day on April 23rd, which is a day after Earth Day, which is 2 days before Cannabis Day and Children's Day. So that whole weekend is based on energy, raising, perspective, elevation, evolving. And I think that's like it's going to be one of the best weekend in in history because it's full of love. It's full of self-love, self-appreciation, and that's what Protect Your Heart Day is about. There's no holiday. It's one thing I want to do for my kids. If I leave anything, this is one thing I want to say to everybody that's watching and listening. People have to understand that in this space and time that we are right now, we literally are. We are the new ancestors. And if people don't see that, then they don't play their part accordingly. Because now, if you consider yourself an ancestor, that means 30, 40 years from now, these individuals have to have something that you must have left that they're thriving on, that makes them great and greater than they are, than they will ever be. So that's how I play my part. I try to leave things that I know can help change the face of the way we live now. And I feel like everybody have the opportunity to become our or the future's ancestors. Instead of keep looking back at what the ancestors did before, they did what they did. We have the opportunity to do what we do now. So it's like everybody needs to take the opportunity, and they all have. We all do in every aspect of life. And that's why I do what I do. One of the reasons. Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
One of the reasons.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad UnCutt Art is here with us. Got a little bit more with him. Stay with us right here on Perspectives. We got more coming up right after this. Back here with UnCutt Art. Got a few more minutes left. And so for people who want to find out what you're doing, how to get connected to you, give us a little bit.
I do a lot of energy work with people where I help consult people and get them mentally right. And it's really not that much work. I'm just trying to help them clear their minds. I have a solo show coming up. My first solo show in New York. So that's being worked out right now. I don't have too much details, but my Instagram and all my social media is UnCutt Art. And that's UnCuttArt. And that's how people can follow and keep up with what I'm doing. And then Protect Your Heart also has a lot of stuff that that I do, but it's kind of separate. But definitely follow both pages. And I will be around every city continually putting the stamp out so the right person can find it at the right time, because I've gotten so many emails. Come put it in front of my house. Please put it in my path. I walk this path every day and I need to see Protect Your Heart. I'm like, I got you. But the funny thing about it is, like, I don't pick the spaces and places I put things. I just walk and allow the energy to say here, because some way, somehow, somebody already set this up and I just have to be in tune with it.
I was going to ask the question, how do you pick the spaces?
I flow with it. And I know that everything is already preset. It's like a cross line. And whenever I feel it, I do it. Number one, safety. I put it where I'm going to be safe, no police and no trouble. And then second is how, just the feeling of it. Like I said, I got to the point where I'm in tune with my feelings, that I know when not to do something and when to do something. And when it's intense, you feel it, go ahead and do it, Some people battle that because they feel something, they get intense, and they're like, well, damn, maybe if I do this, somebody's going to get mad. If I do this, because then now their mind starts playing on how they feel. And I think that one of the advice I give people is like, yo, whatever you feel, it is it. Like, people trying to add sauce to their sauce already. Your thoughts and your feelings and your love and everything that comes through you is as saucy as it's ever going to be. You just got to do it. You don't have to stop and then trying to figure it out, break it down, and trying to make it work with everybody else. No, just do it. It's going to work with everybody else. Just trust yourself. So that was that.
Trust yourself. So listen, want to make sure that you check out UnCutt Art, Instagram.
Yes.
Facebook.
We forgot about the fragrance.
Oh yes, come on.
Fragrance, like that's some left stuff. Like nobody expected me to even go fragrance wise, but I got into a situation where I was able to sit in a lab and create a fragrance, and I've never done that before. And it was such a great experience because I used my whole vibration based thing to it because like I'll close my eyes and the smell will put you in a different space. Every smell takes you somewhere else. And I was able to fuse different smells that would take that is this fragrance that everybody loves. It's like male and female love it. And it smells different on everybody. For some reason, I hit the jackpot on this fragrance. And everybody's like, oh my God, how'd you do this? I'm like, yo, I just closed my eyes. And we spent hours on mixing and trying to find the right smell that
I'm about to say, how long did it take you to get to how long did it take you to get to that point?
It was a lot. It was like picking fragrances and then and then breaking them down and then taking the things that and then putting them together and then taking things out and then it was just a lot. But
I mean, like even when I go like to the store, I can't. I smell three. I need some coffee.
I close my eyes. It's like vibration. If it makes you feel good, like certain things makes you feel good. Certain sounds make you feel good. Certain smells, like these are the things that your vibration, you're vibing with these things on the same frequency. So I was able to just close my eyes and create something that allowed my soul to just be at peace with the smell. It wasn't no hike. It wasn't no soft. It wasn't no too much flour. It was just like, oh, this is so peaceful. And when I found that peaceful smell, I was like, okay, I want this one. And then everybody was like, yo, this is great. And you could catch that it's now available at Olfactory, which is a fragrant boutique in Soho. And we actually doing a release for it in a couple of weeks, like a dope release. So look out for that as well. The fragrance is super awesome.
Check it out.
Make sure you get one.
Yeah.
Make sure you get one.
Uncut.
Mr. Man.
Good to have Uncut Art here with us. Good to have you with us for the last 30 minutes. Been talking about a lot of stuff. Make sure you check Uncut Art out. You got the information at the bottom of the screen where you can always check them out. Make sure you check us out. That's about all the time we have for us here on Perspectives. I'm Daren Jaime. Until the next time we meet, stay safe. Share your perspective with somebody else you just don't know. It just may make a difference in somebody else's life. Take care.
Runs the show, entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective with shines of light, cause it might make a difference in someone else's life.
Make a difference.
What's your perspective?
Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share your perspective.
What's your perspective? Let them know.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.